All right, pregame thoughts, Padres and the Red Sox. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed their off day yesterday. Got 3 games in Boston, and then they go to Texas before coming back home. And I believe it's 3 home series before the All-Star break. So, as you see here, Padres lineup: Luis Ariz, Jurickson Profar, Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, Donovan Solano, Jackson Merrill, Ah-Sung Kim, Kyle Higashioka, and then Bryce Johnson there batting ninth in right field. Seems like Bryce Johnson's the everyday right fielder, because if you were going to have David Peralta play, Nick Pavetta's a righty, you have David Peralta lefty be in the lineup. So Schilt must like having Bryce Johnson there. Yeah, I don't really have much of a sample size, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I totally don't like Bryce Johnson. I just don't really have much of an opinion on Bryce Johnson right now. But that's something that I noticed today with no David Peralta. Manny Machado, his return to Fenway Park, his first time being at Fenway Park as a Padre. Padres haven't been to Fenway Park since July 4th of 2013. That lineup had some names in there. Alexi Amarista, I think Carlos Quentin, Nick Hundley. I posted about it the other day that yesterday. There's some names in there. I think Eric Stoltz was the starting pitcher in that game, so it has been a while. Don Orsillo returning. He's not announcing tonight because it's on Apple TV Plus, but if you're watching on Apple TV Plus, I believe you can switch the audio to the Padres radio booth with Jesse and Tony, who obviously are still broadcasting. So you can do it that way if you would like. But Don and Mud, they will be back tomorrow and on Sunday. But tonight, so Manny coming back as well. Bogarts, obviously, he is on this trip. He is back in Boston, not playing, but that'll be cool for him. I assume that there'll be a video and he'll get the love because he helped them win a couple World Series, like he's, especially 2018. He is beloved there. I think Red Sox fans, though, at the same time, are totally okay that he is a Padre now based on how much money the Padres gave Xander Bogaerts. The Red Sox were not going to go anywhere near that. No team in baseball, it seemed like, was going to go anywhere near what the Padres gave Xander Bogaerts, $280 million. Bogaerts, by the way, he's swinging, so that's a good update. Hopefully he can be back. Kevin Acee mentioned 12 days the other day in one of his pieces. I don't know if that's super realistic or that was just Kevin making up amount of time. It was, I think, some hypothetical, like if Bogarts came back in 12 days, how many, it was something about how many off days the Padres have. They have a lot of off days, so that could aid some guys that are coming back. And they don't miss as many games because they have those off days in there. But Manny is what I wanted to hit on because his reception is not going to be welcoming or friendly because Red Sox fans credit Manny with pretty much ending Dustin Pedroia's career. Pretty much like because he played after that, but he was never the same, I think is what Red Sox fans will say. He was never the same after Manny slid into second base. The right foot, I think, slid above second base, hit Pedroia. There was the knee injury, right? Now, if you go, yesterday I went back and watched that video, and you can see immediately Manny went to grab Pedroia, trying to make sure he didn't fall. I believe he did fall, though. And then he was there for a while after that. Like, he didn't mean to do that on purpose. At least it didn't seem like that to me. Red Sox fans will tell you differently. But I may be biased as well, even though Manny was not a Padre at that time. He is our guy now. But I see a big series coming from Manny, thriving on, Dodger Stadium, how he doesn't get love there, obviously. And he does pretty well at Dodger Stadium. He's hit some memorable home runs there. Seems like he homers there at least once every time they go to Dodger Stadium. I see something big happening from Manny. So he is going to be my Underdog Fantasy pick today. The full pick in the description. Underdog Fantasy. Please use that to your advantage. Code Talking Friars. And then starting pitching wise today, Randy Vasquez on the mound. He pitched well results wise last time out, so we'll see. But the Red Sox, they've won 8 of their last 10. Look at their lineup. Look at the OPSs. Jarren Duran, all-star this year. Rafael Devers, all-star this year. 927 OPS. Tyler O'Neill, 909 OPS. And then Connor Wong, who's in that Mookie Betts deal, I was not expecting him to have this type of year. And then former Padres target Dom Smith, he's in that Red Sox lineup at first base. So it's going to be an interesting series. The Manny thing, again, is something that I'm going to keep an eye on. Profar as well, because of what happened in this Nat series. Let's see if he can continue playing great. And maybe he is going to, you know how Manny was like the protector of Profar this past series? Not that Profar needed protection, but like he was like, you're not going to get away with this with the homer that he hit. I wonder if Profar is going to do that with Manny, because Manny is not going to get love in Boston. I wonder if Profar is going to be like, take that, Boston, in this series. We shall see, but it should be an interesting series. There's a couple of call ups. Now, actually, one call up that we know of. Kevin Acee reported Padres will have a new left-hander in their bullpen today, Austin Davis. 136 MLB games for 4 teams. Come up after a strong showing in AAA El Paso. He was their closer recently, 4 runs allowed in past 20 innings pitched. Now, friend of the show, Chad, he does great with his YouTube. His video that I believe he's at the team bus every time that they leave for a road trip. Jeremiah Estrada was not in that video. And then on the live show the other day, Chad put it in the chat that he did not see Jeremiah Estrada get on the bus. I believe it's happened where, like, I think a few years ago, Grish didn't get on a bus, but he flew separately. I think it was to New York for the playoffs, that wild card series. So there could be something there where he just flew separately, but I would not be surprised if Estrada is the one that ends up going on the IL for, like, is there a sickness IL? I forget if there's a sickness IL that maybe it's not 10 days, but it's for however long it needs to be, because he's not hurt, but he's not feeling well. He's dropped a lot of weight. I appreciate that he wants to help this team win in any way that he can, but I would like them to get that under control for Jeremiah, just like for his health. You know, I want him to be feeling good. I want him to get back to how he was before the flu-like symptoms. So that could be the move. And then another thing that I saw today, Nabil Crismatt back in the Padres organization. It's going to be a minor league deal. And for me, this is someone that, yeah, I love him on a minor league deal. It's like Profar last year. Like, why not? No, I have no issue with it. I would not expect him to be on the big league roster immediately, though, like in a week or something. There could be things that happen, but Johnny Brito, they just took him off the roster. They're expecting him, or they're trying to build him up as a starter, right? So there's that. There's Adam Major. Now those are starters, and Chris Matt wouldn't be starting. But if you look in the bullpen, there's Cosgrove. Now Cosgrove could be the one that goes down and Estrada stays. Although I don't think I saw Cosgrove on that video. So yeah, he may go down as well. We'll see. We'll see what the moves are. But my point is, with this bullpen, with Austin Davis coming up, they can just have Cosgrove stay. I don't think that Chris Matt would be the Padres' first option. I think it's minor league deal. Let's see how he can do with AAA, working with guys, being back in the Padres organization. If he pitches well, he obviously has the experience in San Diego. Obviously, they're bringing him back because they know him and they're comfortable with him being in big league situations at some point, right? I would imagine. So I would not be surprised to see him called up at some point. But this is not, for anyone wondering, this is not where it's like, okay, we signed Chris Matt. He's up at the big league level, in Boston here during this road trip.